how he had been a captain at one point, Mr. Anthony, and things of that sort. But then also that he was gone around this area, and I think that the state ended up showing, well, is it that common for if a coach is gone, for them to sometimes designate a player to kind of enforce the rules of what that is.
Yeah, and if you remember, they said that there was a text message that they sent to Austin Metcalf, his coach, saying, "You need to step up and be a leader today." So he was anticipated to be the leader that day, even though the other Centennial says, "Well, we are required to have a coach there because they're teenagers." But he also said we didn't have a tent that day when it was raining because we didn't have the manpower, and the tent might have been coming. It just didn't get there in time.
Let's go through. So we don't have any cameras inside the courtroom, but we do have an awesome sketch artist by the name of Pat Lopez, who's been taking sketches. So let's describe this one. This is with one of our minors, and this is the one who's claims to be a friend, claims to not be a friend, but is probably closer to Carmelo Anthony than he's probably letting on.
Yeah, I thought that was a very key witness for the defense. But just like you said, you make your witness, their witness, your witness. I think that the defense also kind of did that with the prosecution's witness, with this witness, because they made him admit that he was actually closer. Because when they initially asked him, well, did you know him? He's like, well, I kind of knew him, but not really. He's not my friend.
Yeah. I knew him through his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, and then you see all these pictures where he's invited him to places and to play
Let's
basketball.
talk about this next photo. This is with Dr. Ventura. What's happening here?
That's the autopsy photos where he only published to the jury just out of respect to the audience and everything, and that was him and the medical examiner walking through and her describing her findings.
We have just a couple minutes left. Rebecca, there's a high-profile person who is not in the courtroom, and you think that person could be called. Who's that?
Hunter Metcalf, the twin brother, I expected would be the last witness for the prosecution. I suspect because he's not been in the court, because he's there's called the rule, and they're not allowed to listen to other witnesses' testimony. And so I suspect that they're going to bring him back as a rebuttal witness, and that will be how the state ends, and it'll be the last thing the jury hears is his brother.
The strategy there.
Yeah, I think you want to leave them with some sort of emotion, filling your case and stuff. And Look, I've got a twin brother, so I could only imagine if I had to get in there. I'm telling you, I'd be tearing up as well. I mean, that's a bond. It's a very particular bond, and so the thing is I could see them wanting to leave or end on a high note for them.
Kevin, I want to thank you for joining us here. Rebecca,
me.
We'll see you again on Monday when the defense continues some of its witnesses. After this episode, you'll be watching more of the content that we've put together for this incident, so you can sort of get up to speed on what's happened here. You're watching Day 5 of After the Trial.
Tonight, there are major developments in the track meet stabbing trial. In an unexpected move on this rare Saturday session of court, the state rested. The defense is now calling witnesses. Carmelo Anthony is charged with murder in the death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in April of last year. Our senior crime and justice reporter, Rebecca Lopez, is covering this trial from us from the Collin County Courthouse. She joins us live right now. So walk us through what happened today. A lot, Rebecca.
There was a lot that happened today, and it was surprising that the prosecution did rest its case after the jurors heard from more student witnesses. They also heard from the medical examiner, and they heard from is that sometimes witnesses can really remember the same event very differently, and while they generally agreed on what happened, the details widely varied. Now, one of the most anticipated witnesses was that student who knew both Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. He testified that tensions escalated after Anthony was asked to leave the memorial team tent. He told jurors Anthony became angry, challenged Austin to move him, and appeared to be provoking a confrontation before Austin put his hands on him. He described described Austin falling backwards, lifting his shirt and yelling that he'd been stabbed. He also said he and Carmelo Anthony were not good friends. But on cross-examination, the jury was shown photos of the two together at parties, social gatherings, and at a track meet weeks before the stabbing. This was in an effort to show that they were much closer than the witness acknowledged. And then when asked why he didn't intervene, he said he really didn't know, and why he didn't tell his teammates that he knew Anthony to calm down.
I think you understand that they're still young, and it's just like anything with time. You're sometimes going to get some discrepancies within what they said. You listen for what are those big key elements or those big key points that someone's going to make, and whatever it is that they say, have they veered or varied off of that?
And the defense called its first witness a Centennial track coach who testified that there were no real rules, that no one could go into another team's tent. He says it's very relaxed at track meets, and they often go into other people's tents. He also said that they did not have a tent that day when it was raining because they did not have the manpower. And he also said that they always have a coach inside that tent because they know that sometimes there is there could be confrontations between students. And the defense is trying to show that they didn't understand why Memorial's players were so intent on not having somebody under their tent and why there was not a coach there supervising them, Teresa.
Rebecca, before we let you go, just a couple more questions. I think a lot of people expected that Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, would testify. So why didn't prosecutors call him before they arrested?
Well, Hunter Metcalf has not been inside the courtroom because there is a rule that potential witnesses cannot listen to other testimony. And so he has not been in the courtroom, but our legal expert believes that perhaps the state is waiting to call him as a rebuttal witness after the defense finishes its case.
And then one more thing. I know the medical examiner testified. That can be really difficult for family members. So what was that like? How did the judge handle that particular testimony?
The judge basically told the courtroom if there's anyone here that does not want to listen to the medical.
Okay, let's first talk about your experience coming in here. You got here what time?
I got into the parking lot at about 5:15.
Okay.
And then I got lined up outside the courthouse at 5:55, or was it 6 a.m., somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah.
And then they let us in at 7. Then we stood in the hallway for an hour and a half before they started letting people in the courtroom. So it was a long morning to finally get a seat in the courtroom for the trial.
Have you ever had to do that?
Never. I've never seen it before, never heard of it before. Certainly never happened here in Collin County. It just kind of emphasizes what a significant and unique set of circumstances we have here that this kind of thing would need to take place.
Should it be this way?
I don't know. I think that Judge Roach is doing everything he can to remove the outside noise. There's clearly a lot of it. There's protesters. There's lots of interest from the public. I think Roach knows that what happens in this case needs to stay within the confines of his courtroom, and he's just trying to control the message.
Okay, opening statements. Were you impressed?
I was. Well, first of all, I've known Bill Worski for many years, and he actually trained me years ago. And he's just about as good as it gets in the state of Texas when it comes to trial law. He's just extremely smooth. He's very commanding. Juries listen to him. They relate to him. He's just a really, really good trial lawyer. Mike I hadn't really seen much of before, but I thought he did a good job, too, in attempting to humanize Carmelo, talk a little bit about his life story, his family, school, sports, all kinds of things to make him relatable as someone that could have been your brother, your son, or your neighbor. The one thing I found most curious is the question that most people have had is, why did he have the knife at the track meet? If this was a normal morning, like Mike had said, that Carmelo came to the track meet, nothing was unusual, he was in a good mood, he hadn't had any beef with anybody. I think there was a rumor at one point that these two had a beef at one point before. They were complete strangers. They did not know each other. And so not bringing up why the knife was in the bag to me is an indicator that, are they just trying to gloss over that fact? Because I know a lot of people, one of the things they want to know is, if he wasn't intending to hurt somebody, why was the knife there? It's not as if he had been threatened in the past and felt like he was in danger at the track meet. So why was the knife in his bag, and why did it come out of his bag? And those things weren't really answered, so we got to just see how the testimony develops.
One thing I noticed with Bill Worski's opening is he mentioned the same words over and over again.
Yep.
Provoked.
Yep.
Right?
Senseless. Yeah. I mean, that's a very much a thematic theme. He's trying to hammer home kind of their theme of the case, their message of the case. This is what they want to kind of emphasize throughout the course of the trial, and then in closing, hammer home the same exact type of arguments.
Yeah. And now we're going into the video. The video is this is a dry part of this,
Yep.
this whole deal, but you have to sort of set the foundation for something.
Absolutely. Got to lay the groundwork, getting in all the different angles of the video, the surveillance. You know, if they cut it shorter, they decided, wow, we'll only show one angle or two angles, then potentially jurors go, why didn't they want us to see angles 3, 4, and 5? Is it missing? So he's going through every angle they have, slowing it down. They've got a forensic expert on the stand that can break down film and do different things with video. And I anticipate that we're going to watch something right after lunch that's going to be even a more detailed version after he enhanced it a certain amount to put all the pieces together.
Anything else you want to add in terms of the first day is what? To a trial.
Well, I mean, there's certainly opening statements. It's not evidence. It's just trying to give the jury an idea or a roadmap where the case is going. Then they have to decide how are they going to present their case, which I'm sure they've spent hours and hours and weeks and months figuring out order-wise who do we want to put on and in what direction we want things to go. So I don't know to anticipate who's next. They're going to bring, witnesses from the tent. Are they going to bring Austin's brother? Are they going to be law enforcement? So I'm not really sure which direction they're going to go once they're done with this witness.
Why do you think Austin's twin brother is not inside?
I think probably because he's a potential witness, and they probably have invoked the rule that anybody that's going to potentially testify cannot be inside the courtroom as the testimony is happening, because they want him to come in and testify to what he knows, not what he heard in the courtroom.
There were 27 people from the public that were allowed to be inside there. You were one of them.
Yes.
And so I counted over 200 people wrapped around the second floor.
Well, one of the things is we didn't really know how this was all going to operate. Nobody really did, since today was the first day. So being able to see who was able to get in the building, what time they can get in the building, how they get the passes, how they become one of those 27. My anticipation is those folks, those 200 that couldn't get in, go, okay, I got to get here a lot earlier. And so I think you're going to see a much longer line up earlier tomorrow morning and throughout the course of the trial.
Generally, and you brought up the knife thing, you kind of stand your ground, this kind of a thing. Is that kind of working this sort of
No,
thing?
I mean, that never really can. There was no, first of all, there is no stand your ground law in Texas. That's a term that's used in other states. Ours is more self-defense, right? I mean, you have a right to defend yourself. You have no duty to retreat. But in this situation, even they said that, he put his hands on Carmelo, that Austin put his hands on Carmelo first. And even the state conceded that. Yeah, he tried to push him to get him out of the tent. And it was at that moment that he pulled the knife out already open and plunged it into his chest. And so, that's just a really, really tough set of circumstances, because there's no denying there was no deadly force, unless he thought he was going to take him and throw him down the bleachers, I guess. Yeah. And, bust his head open or something along those lines.
Cool.
So let me just say this, since I said that. I want to take the time to apologize to Carmelo Anthony's family. Man, I was all the way wrong about that kid. I was all the way wrong about that kid, homie.
Yeah, he was just indicted.
I was all the way wrong about that kid. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly. I had opportunity to talk, piece him up. He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So I'm taking a knife to school, fuck him. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys. These two white boys just came over there because he was with another kid that knew those white boys. So he a new black kid who these big old white boys, big white boys. He a small frame kid. One of the white boys was on that side, one of the white boys on that side. So either way go, they had him blocked in. And these some big white boys. These are some big, violent, aggressive white boys who got guns. And not only that, the one he killed whooped their daddy. See, the daddy coming into the picture playing like he been around. The dad ain't been around. We would think the black dad ain't around. The white dad ain't around. The mother don't even identify the daddy as the husband. So he must have been an abusive father. He ain't even been in their life. So he just coming and getting the light. He just coming and getting the light. So he a low down dirty cracker. His sons are bullies. They bullying on the kid. They no, because he black. Get from up under the tent. Man, y'all tripping. I ain't going nowhere. And they got a reputation of beating up people. The one he had to stab, he broke his daddy's ligaments. Big old strong cracker. He should have killed both of them. He should have killed both them Peckerwoods. With a nigga that's minding his motherfucking business, that don't bring harm to nobody. This kid ain't a bad kid. These bully white boys just fuck with the black baby. So now they trying to make it about race. No, it ain't about race. Justice was served when he killed that cracker. Self-defense. And the reason I say that is, anybody can go see the video. Why do you think the media outlets ain't promoting to go see this video? You can go up to the school to see it. And if you go up to the school and see it, we all to see this kid will be found not guilty. But because it's in an all-white town in Crackerville, and they done made it about race, whoever Sarah Fields is, Sarah Fields, you a rotten motherfucker. And if I just had some time, I would put an army behind this family, but I ain't got time. It's supposed to be an army because Sarah Fields and the father and somebody who works for the court have been releasing Carmelo Anthony's family information to Sarah Fields. She's been putting it online, and the white folk been going, so they've been having to move. All those lies made up, homie, they can't even get the GoFundMe money. So they hadn't even got, they can't even touch the Go. So they just trying to smear campaign, but that's what the cracker do. Boy, I wish I can go back to when I was saying the type of shit. Boy, I wish they could have caught me 3 years ago when I was really on my let's go get the cracker shit. But homie, I wish I ain't got that spirit no more. So I'm saying, why black people ain't rallying around this family as they tried to rally around in the beginning? They are threatening this family. Homie, they keep having to move.
But how do you don't just lose the spirit, bro? It's either you got it or you don't.
No, you do lose it. You do lose it.
So you sold out?
No. You lose it. Everybody loses. Malcolm lost it, homie.
Like what you told me a year ago, you said that losing touch with reality.
You lose the spirit, homie. You lose once you lose the spirit of the things you once loved. Football players, artists. Dave Chappelle lost the spirit, went to Africa, man, fuck that. You lose the spirit because you fight for a group of people that you shouldn't really be fighting for. Who want to make the sacrifice for black people? After you done seen what done happened, after you make the sacrifice, you done lost King. My nigga, look at us. Who want to make the sacrifice trying to save these people? Nobody, homie. Because you have to fight these people to try to help these people. So they're going to put out your spirit. If you're not going to God daily, and I ain't going to, once I got money, I'm going to be with a hoe. God. I catch God on the deathbed. No. Right now, live and breathing in a vibrant, thumping hip game. I'm with hoes, God. You get to God in the back end of life like everybody else. But nigga, don't nobody want to have to be committed and dedicated to a cause that seems hopeless. Every day, this seems hopeless. You don't think you lose hope? Like kids who grow up in conditions that don't change? You don't think you're going to lose hope on? You fighting every day? Yeah, you lose the spirit. And you find something else to do with a new spirit where you can enjoy life.
How'd you meet his dad?
Huh?
You met his real dad?
I met his real
Carmelo
dad.
Anthony.
Because the things I said about his son.
They reached out?
Yeah, he agreed with it. If his son was innocent, if his son was guilty. He said he got other kids. And homie, he done worked hard to get to where he at. He not fit to put this kind of time and attention beside a son who wrong. I looked the father in the eye when he said that. Homie, why would you come meet with me? All the things I'm advocating for your son to go to jail for a long time. I'm with that family. The spirit I heard in him, I brought him to my home. I gave him my address. Don't know what I'm doing. But wrong. I don't want to be wrong and act like I'm right. Did your son take that knife to school? No. Mr. Charleston. It's a grown man, homie. He said, man, I done the research on you. I looked into what you do. If my son get out of this, man, I want my son to work with your youth campaign. But man, my son didn't do this. I got other kids to raise. I'm not for to put, and he really done it. He said he didn't do it, man. It's more things that I can't say. Just go clear this kid. But just the video alone, homie. I said, that's why the media outlets ain't saying nothing about the video. That's why all the media outlets is trying to keep us focused on the campaign, on the GoFundMe, and these people can't even touch the GoFundMe. The lawyers is overcharging him because they looking at the GoFundMe numbers. So everybody is praying on this family. Ain't nobody praying with the family. Shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson spoke with the father and gave them comfort. Shout out to Dr. Umar. I spoke with the dad today. His dad want me to come see the video. I gotta go see it. They don't want you to. So the father and this Sarah Fields white lady, they some racist Peckerwoods. These are the kind of Peckerwoods, I say this would make me feel good by standing over a white man and watch him die. See, I got something nobody has, what it feel like to watch a white man die. That's in my heart and that's in my mind. Whenever I get mad at white people, nigga, I go in that heart and that mind and I pull my victim's face up when he was dying and how we laughed at that white man. We thought it was funny. I felt like we've done something good. We killed the white man. Oh, that felt good, man. When you don't know no better. When you don't know no better. Bruh. As you get older, you start to develop your mind and your heart starts to change. You start having remorse. And boy, that face starts to be a nightmare when you see it. When you get mad, it don't. And when white people make me mad, that's my comfort. They can put me in jail and they comfort myself with the fact I know what a white boy looks like.
Get on your Cash App, $. We're going to start getting some work done.
As Sarah Field and that Carmelo Anthony father, he should have killed both your sons.
What?
He should have stabbed that other motherfucker too, but he ain't no killer. He ain't got that in him. He did it out of fear.
Yeah, that's a big thing on social media. This is going to be as big as I'm probably
the OJ trial.
Yeah, Zimmerman.
Let's go to war. Let's have some that's willing to go wherever we go and punch on white folks. Let's see if they really hateful. Let's see if we really hateful. Let's have a riot. Let's have a race riot. If we really if we that imperative about a kid's dispute. It ain't the kids that's saying we hate, it's the adults. It ain't the kids online taking sides. You know why? Because the kids know that white boy is wrong. And their parents is telling them to be quiet. Because white people cover up one another's wrongs. Black people don't.
Yeah, I even feel the animosity. Like when that happened, I had took my daughter to the park. I was feeling the animosity with other white parents.
Well, that's why when I go around white people, you know what I do? I take my drawers off and show the white boy I got a big dick and be grabbing that print around his women and his kids. You hear me? Be grabbing, letting that dick dangle, letting that head bounce like that. Yeah, that's how I give. I bring a big dick around white boy. That's why they used to hang the That's why white folks hated black men, because his dick was big. His athletic skills and physical abilities superseded his like a god. But he used to watch that woman's eye when he said, listen, the white man is so obsessed with a black, and if you think I'm bullshitting, that's his disdain for us. He know what it do to his woman. And this was a good kid, homie. This is the kid we should lay our life down for. This Carmelo Anthony kid, nigga, I can say when I'm wrong, I was wrong. This is the kid where at least 50 black men should be willing to die, kill, or go to jail behind. And I sign up with us.
So are you pro-black?
I ain't pro-nothing. I'm pro-right. I'm pro-nothing.
Because sometimes you stand with black people. And then
I don't stand with black people. I stand with black people who think like me. I don't stand with black people. Black people don't stand with nobody. They celebrate Cinco de Mayo. I'm gonna stand with them for, nigga. They celebrate Valentine's Day. Irish Day. Go drink with the Irish people. I don't stand with nothing but for what's right. And I'm saying white people is wrong in this instance. You hardly white. I'm saying white people is wrong. So is black people, but white people is mostly wrong because they really know the truth. They really know the truth, homie. That father is acting like he was in his kid's life. The mother don't even like that father. He's the one stirring up everything, not the mother. She know he was wrong. The father is trying to get it because he wants the limelight. He wasn't there. He didn't raise him. It's the deadbeat dad coming along because he finally get the limelight. But the son broke his own too.
Don't do it.
Strong
Hey,
white
yo.
boy. Violent, aggressive white boy. Big in stature. And you have to stab him or shoot him. He gonna hurt you. And he possibly was on steroids. And he was full of drugs.
I want to say this too.
He was full of drugs. That's what they keep leaving.
Did they play football?
He did, yeah.
All right. Throw some white take on it. So I've been watching like hella coverage on this. You know, obviously the casing isn't over yet, but I've been like hearing like hella testimony and commentary with, you know, lawyers or people who was privileged to hear the testimonies and maybe even watch the video. And yeah, man, I you know, you never know till you know, but I feel more like Carmelo could beat it from what I'm hearing from other people, you know, reporting the witness accounts. It looks like a lot of the state witnesses it looked like the defense is using a lot of the state witnesses. You know, it's like a Jordan Neely case where the state witnesses are agreeing with the defense side of the story, or they're not contradicting. So either they're agreeing with the defense side of the story, or they're not contradicting the defense. So their testimonies are not supportive of the state. You dig? Which is bad for the state. You can't bring in witnesses and they don't help you. They don't strengthen your case. They don't, you know, that's kind of bad. And it's really bad if the defense use your same witness. That's really bad. That don't really happen like that. So it's looking like so from what I've been hearing, it's looking like a lot more was going on in that tent. It's looking like, you know, Carmelo could have felt like not just the dude Eric, but it's looking like he felt like other people that was riding with Eric was also a threat to him. So not just the brother, right? Not just the brother. It felt like multiple people in the tent was shouting at him, was causing him to panic and maybe fear for his life. So, and then all you need now is a push. You dig? If what I'm hearing is true, the witness, the onlookers are and we didn't know that. We thought they knew each other. There's a whole bunch of fake stories going around. They don't know each other. So he definitely ain't playing it. You dig? I ain't know that to just now. Like not before Charleston though. I didn't know to just now that they did not know each other. Like we was hearing all type of rumors that they had prior beefs. They don't know each other at all. So that means he didn't have a motive for anybody in particular. Definitely not Eric. Don't know. So yeah, and it's looking bad for the state. Looking bad. And it makes sense why nobody's seen the video. You dig? Yeah, it's looking good for Carmelo so far from what I'm hearing from others. It's looking in his favor. All right. I'm a guy. I said, man, you know, we can only speak about what we heard. Right, but what we heard wasn't true. Okay. So now we're dealing with people who are actually in the court giving you play by play. And it's like, all right, well, you know, when people jump out there like Chief X and say Carmelo is absolutely guilty, he's gonna look dumb when it comes out. As the evidence is coming out. I don't know how you justify it now. Crazy. Crazy. Okay. Let me see. All right. So I'm gonna so my TikTok suspension ended tonight, 8 o'clock. So we're gonna carry this conversation to TikTok, obviously, and you're gonna see weird people hop on. And I noticed on TikTok, tethers don't care what the topic is; they hop on with smoke. So y'all got to stop with this. Oh yeah, FBAs could. Yeah, y'all see how I'm coming now. I'm coming straight scholarship professionals, man. They still troll and want smoke. So hold on a second. Okay. Just trying to invite some guys from Facebook on to the live. You dig? So somebody had an interesting topic on Facebook. Oh shit, I'm bugging. So I took this time. Oh, I'm really bugging. Press enter without sending the live link. So yeah, I went on Facebook to I like to try to get people new eyes, new eyes, you know, to what we're doing, what I'm doing. And now okay, yeah, so from what I'm hearing, again, we still don't know the everything because the state, you know, ain't done. I mean, they rested, but they can which is weird. Like I thought it'd be going on for a little while. You know, that's, like when you rest to me, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but it kind of like my FBA glow seemed to tell me when the state ends rest this early, it's either they got the smoking GUN or they ain't got nothing. Dig? So I think it comes off. That's a good look for Carmelo. Hey, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to invite these guys from Facebook on. We were talking about something. Okay, so Howard's the guy with the yeah. So there's a Facebook. Let me share my screen to y'all. Shit, I hate when I do that. Let me share my screen so you can see them look. Oh my god. All right, so there was a Facebook post that said this. Who had the greatest impact on civil rights, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, or someone else? That's interesting because we're talking about this. I'm talking about the civil rights. You dig? That's very interesting. All right. So somebody said Abraham Lincoln researched it. Let me invite him more too. My man said Abraham. Oh, I hate when it does that, man. What's going on? I didn't even touch that shit. King Jr., Malcolm X, or someone else. Didn't even touch that. I'm trying to press enter. That's how be bucking, yo. All right. So now this guy right here, I want to get him. My answer is Kwame Nkrumah. Like what? Yo, it was the civil rights in America. This dude said Kwame Nkrumah. And like there's a couple people I like, what have you studied like people saying the most weird stuff. Someone say everyone the federal government. He's saying the craziest stuff, yo. That's why I invite him on. Like, yeah, there's no way you believe that. I want to get somebody who said something crazy and I invite him over here. Look, the Jews. Um, this person said Malcolm, but then lost elders went with Matt. What? So I said, huh? I said, I invite you to join my YouTube live as well. Like what the hell are you talking about? Like these weirdos, man. God. Yeah. Oh boy. Hopefully the link went through because I deleted something by mistake. I don't think it's gonna go through. Wait, did it? No, it didn't go through. Yo, my computer is wilding, yo. It's wilding. How we get there? I bought this cheap computer on a humbug. You feel me? Last year around this time, because my better one flopped. Yeah, this is the guy Chief X I'm talking about. That's like he's all in. He's like a fake black conservative. He's all in. His name Chief X, Avery Shelton. Today, Saturday, the state has rested, meaning they can't introduce no more evidence. This how sure the prosecution team is. They introduced 21 damn witnesses. Wow. And they all have consistent stories lying. I mean, and you could just lie like that. That's crazy. That's false. The reports don't say that. Carmelo was under their tent talking real reckless and bold, meaning he was not in any fear of his life. He was threatening folk and calling them out, lying. Carmelo is definitely cooked. I don't think any witness can co-sign or support the defense team, or they would be charged with. He's flat out just lying. Like he just lied. Like I don't know what like, people be like on crack. You dig? Like so. Look, people like yeah, people like yeah. What are you talking about? Look, keep your hands. I don't know what that's about. Oh, dang. I mean, this guy got to be white. Wait, he's a sociopath that cowardly ASS going to prison for a long time. Carmelo? Let me see this. This guy's either El Guapo, and I know it. And it's like one of those black and brown people. hmm Oh yeah, he looked. I mean, right here, that picture right there lets me believe he's not FBA. Let me see that flag. I want to see that flag, man. You got Charlie. Where's that flag, buddy? Not the American one. Your homeland flag. No. Okay, he might be one of those fools that don't want to acknowledge their homeland origins. They be swearing he's just American, but he's definitely a conservative. Where's that flag, buddy? I know it's in here somewhere. But he's one of those guys that when he pretends that he's one of okay, damn, I'm bug yeah. This laptop, it's not me. This laptop is pushing it. Nick Bell King Hawkins El Wapo. Okay. He's just a troll. This might be a fake account too. We got a mutual friend? Oh, Chief X. Yeah, most likely he's Tether. Great gay Tether vibes. 100%. All right, let's go to TikTok. Tandria Williams, peace, shalom to you. Yeah, I got some videos. So I did a premiere earlier today by mistake. Okay, that was a four. I'm like, yo, what did I just do? I didn't even know that happened until about 8 o'clock. Cause I went to go like, edit the video. I'm like, yo, I uploaded this 4 hour whole thing. Like, yeah, I'm bugging. And then the title was misleading. Hey, the whole thing was crazy. Okay, so I gotta change the title. I'm with Alice, Polo Styles, the official Bag Work song writer Sonny, Donnie C. Williams. Okay, we got yeah, Baker Boy. Yeah. So let me go to invite TikTok. Or I should say TikToxic. I gotta be careful with my words because I'm just coming off suspension. They said next one I'll be given a strike. All right, give me a second to invite the TikTok family on before I get cooking. You dig? It's loud. Let me turn it down because it be loud music for no reason in your ear. Like, yo, why TikTok do that, man? TikToxic. Why don't TikToxic do that? Okay. Now remember, Tethers say all we do is talk about them, right? I've been talking about the American government. I've been talking about white people all day long, and they still get on here and make it about them. Watch. Okay, so I'm even naming it the title Carmelo Anthony. And watch they still come on here and talk trash. Like revenue. They don't care. So TikTok about to be live. TikTok about to be TikToxic in a second. Guarantee you. They're gonna try to talk trash about Carmelo. Oh, he's gonna yeah, TikTok. Yeah, that's interesting, songwriter. It is. TikTok, or at least was. Let me see. It's I could have sworn they forced him to sell it together. You are right. That's crazy. Tick is there we go. Is it still owned by China? That's a good question. Let's look at it together. Is TikTok still owned by China? Why is this thing in my way? Okay, yes, Chinese companies and investors still retain ownership stakes in TikTok, though the platform's U.S. operations now have American majority control following a government mandated restructuring. The ownership structure of TikTok and its Beijing-based parent company, whatever, includes the following. Okay, all right. Okay, so TikTok is still owned by Chinese companies and investors. Got it. Yeah. So TikTok, like, hey man, you boycotting Asians? We'll start with TikTok. Okay. I love TikTok shop. I just came out of jail on TikTok and I'm about to be banned again. Damn. Charles, peace to you. Peace and blessings to you. All right. So let's get to it. Nobody has collected more government welfare assistance than white people historically in this country. Okay, so before the federal government introduced modern safety nets, financial assistance for the white poor was known as public relief or charity, right? So while the condition of poverty itself was often referred to as pauperism way early in America, you feel me? Those programs were localized and managed by communities, religious institutions, and private benevolent societies rather than the federal government. You dig? So, as the modern welfare state emerged later, the terminology shifted toward specific to the SP, specific, localized, and categorical names, right? So the programs that formed the foundation of the modern welfare system trace their origins to the Great Depression when white people were failures. Okay. So they basically they saying welfare started at the Great Depression, even though welfare was the 1862 Homestead Act. That is also welfare. And welfare was stealing our funds from the Freedmen Bank. That's also welfare. But direct relief during the early 1930s, that's the Great Depression, federal money flowed to states to provide direct relief, which was cash or food to citizens, to white people who were impacted by the Great Depression. Then they had work relief. The government funded, this is also welfare, government assistance. The government funded massive public works projects designed to employ jobless white people rather than just providing handouts, right? Because they were getting handouts. I like the way I like that. Then you had the ADC. I talked about this a lot 2 years ago. The ADC, which is the Aid to Dependent Children, created by the historic what? Social Security Act of 1935. So you see? So that's the new deal. 1935, the New Deal. 1934, the FHA, Federal Housing Act. 1933, the HOLC. 1920, Restrictive Covenant. 1915, 13, that is your racial zoning laws. Okay? That's your racial zoning laws. So the ADC end up evolving to the AFDC, right? So it went from aid to dependent children to aid to families with dependent children. You feel me? Families, that means the father is home, all right? Because the ADC, the aid to dependent children, was a primary public assistance program for widows and poor children. So no dad in the house, but then they extended to it was morphed to AFDC, aid to families with dependent children. So this remained the primary universally recognized welfare program in the U.S. for decades, and then TANF replaced them. TANF is our modern welfare, right? TANF replaced the AFDC in 1996, right after the crime bill. Okay. Just to give y'all some background, nobody received more government assistance than white people. I've been saying that for the longest. Yeah, and TikTok is annoying as crap. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. The most annoying thing to me is that when you go to the app, it just blasts a video in your face. Like at least Instagram has the decency to make the video on mute automatically. And it's up to you to take it off mute. Yeah, but that is annoying. I gotta tell you, that's annoying. That stuff just blasts in your face. All you trying to do is be nosy and see, you know what I mean, what's going on in TikTok world. That thing just somebody's weird videos blasting your ear. But let me say this. So you had Yvette Carnell and you had Tariq Nasheed. If you watch their content a lot, both of them make the same arguments, but with different points. Like they kind of be in tune, even though they don't like each other for the weirdest reasons. But they have the same argument, but they have different points. Like, again, Yvette Carnell says disaggregation. Tariq Nasheed says delineation. Both are different actions, but they are both needed for each other. So delineation comes first, and then disaggregation. So they just, you know. Anyway, they both make historical and political arguments that are similar, right? For example, they both end up saying this, and it didn't register until recently. They both would say, "Hey, America's democracy wouldn't be what it is today without our civil rights movement." You dig? That's Yvette. Tariq Nasheed said something similar. He said, "Hey man, a lot of you ungrateful foreigners, so non-FBAs who downplay FBAs and diss us and attack us, a lot of you guys wouldn't be here without our civil rights movement. Like the laws that we fought for and got passed benefit you." So they both right. So I'm like, wow, I said, let me look into that. I said, let me look into that. So you have so because the original constitution by the framers, right? The white T framers, though they did not, that constitution did not originally create full democracy. You can't have full democracy if you have enslaved people. That wouldn't make any sense. You feel me? Because democracy means that the people are in power. That means the people are the government. They direct the government. We had no say so in the government. And neither did the Chinese people, and neither did anybody else that came early. They had no power in this government. The Chinese, the Irish, the Italians, the Jews, all of these people were invited over here who came voluntarily, who came willingly. None of those guys had power in the government upon coming here. So none of them experienced democracy off the back. They later was allowed into white tea supremacy, and then they took advantage of it then and only then. All right. So what's the proof? Well, the proof is at the beginning of this country, slavery was legal. This is all during the Constitution. Women couldn't vote. Most black people were enslaved. Native Americans were largely excluded from citizenship, and voting was restricted to property owning white tea men. Now you see why they didn't put us in on that 1862 Homestead Act? Like, nah, owning property is for white tea people. So the Naturalization Act of 1790 limited naturalized citizenship to free white tea persons. And we ain't talking about nobody who says they're a Moor. So when Cornell said America was not a true democracy, when Yvette Cornell said that, she is referring to the fact that large portions of the population were excluded from political participation and equal citizenship. So that's a fact. So there's no way you were practicing democracy on that with that there. You get it? So but what about after the Civil War? Right? Congress passed the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which gave rise to birthright citizenship, equal protection clause, and due process clause. And then you got the 15th Amendment, 1870, which prohibited racial discrimination in voting. These amendments were adopted primarily because of the status of formerly enslaved Black Americans. You dig? So many of the most important civil rights cases in America history rely on the 14th Amendment. So without Reconstruction, modern civil rights law would look very, very different. Okay, so now Brown versus Board. We'll come back to this. Brown versus Board of Education changed constitutional law. in 1954, Brown versus Board of, and keep in mind, keeping this in mind. We're gonna come back to this. So it says Brown versus Board of Education. The Supreme Court struck down school segregation. Hmm. Okay. The and like I said, we're gonna come back to that. So the Supreme Court struck down school segregation. The case was brought on behalf of Black American children. However, the legal principle became much broader. Every time it's us, family, and we got white people backed up in the corner, and they have to do right by us. They will find some BS to either sabotage or to frame us a certain way. You feel me? All right. Where we at? So the Brown versus of Education, Brown strengthened the idea that government imposed racial classifications face serious constitutional scrutiny. Its influence extended beyond education and beyond Black Americans. This okay. So the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed largely because of the Black American freedom struggle. Not because Tully Carmichael was on the sideline. Okay, so now the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed largely because of the freedom and struggle. The act prohibited discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin. Yeah, you know I'm fatigued. I'm botching the easiest words. Okay, notice something important. Black Americans fought for it. Everyone benefit from what we became the face of. Any laws, everybody got it. So the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibited things based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. Everybody all right? So the Voting Rights Act, it changed American democracy, right? The Voting Rights Act of 1965 was a response to poll taxes, literacy tests, and voter intimidation. The act transformed the voter participation across the South. Okay. So it also strengthened the principle. Hmm. So the act also strengthened the principles of that government, right? Those governments cannot manipulate election systems to to suppress. I need my glasses. Where they at? Home. Oh boy, separatist groups. So, um, by the civil rights era, one argument was often made, and by ADOS FBA Solon Friedman. Any advocate that immigration and nationality of 1965 ended the old national origin cap. Cap. So before 1965, U.S. immigration policy strongly favored the Northern and Western Europeans. I talk about all the time. I won't believe me. So as a result, Asian immigrants increased dramatically. African immigrants drastically increased, and then you have the Caribbean. So the bottom line is that the broader civil rights atmosphere created pressure. The broader civil rights atmosphere created pressure against overt racial preferences in immigration law. See? Literally because of us. Ain't a bad idea. Hmm. So it looks like some scholars argue that modern immigration patterns would have looked very different absent the civil rights movement. So today, groups rely on doctrines that emerge from anti-black discrimination cases. Examples include, well, what about women? They're supposed to have equality. It's being violated. Religious minorities, immigrants, LGBT litigants, and ethnic minorities, right? So they try to gaslight us. Oh, Fair Housing Act. Oh, FBA stop the cap. That is inclusive of Asians, Latinos, Arabs, and blacks. Okay, I'm here. Fireworks. I had to make sure it's fireworks. Okay, yeah. So everybody benefits from the Fair Housing Act, especially immigrants. So America before the 1964 Civil Rights Act could not have been a democracy because it originally denied democracy to large populations of people here. And Black Americans, we forced the country to confront those contradictions. Constitutional amendments and civil rights legislation emerged out of that struggle. The resulting rights became available to everyone. I was wondering what happened. Okay, it just dawned on me why my leg's so stiff. I tried to play ball yesterday. Oh my God. I balled Wednesday and somehow I thought Thursday was Friday. So I went to ball Thursday. I found out Thursday wasn't Friday, it's just Thursday. So I'm like, all right, might as well ball. I got to ball again. So I balled three days in a row. It's the first time I've done that in so long. So when I try to ball um yesterday, I just couldn't. I shot around good, but I just couldn't move. I play like a little rough or 21 or whatever you call it. Not happening. So yeah, so before the 64 Civil Rights Act, 1964, America originally denied democracy to large populations, which makes this country not a democracy. Uh, we, Black Americans, forced the country to confront those contradictions in 1964. And we're making the country, we're forcing them to look at this new contradiction, which is called the Anti-Asian Crime Bill. Hmm. Yeah, so the rights we fought for, because we were denied them, they end up being for everyone, not just us. We are typically the face of everything to get things done, but then now they just justify giving everybody whatever it is, but we may receive it, but overall, you'll see other races benefit from that thing more than foundational. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm like Nelly. Getting hot in here. Okay. Teacher. There's no such thing as an FBA. You people are hilarious. Um, what you mean? There's no such thing. Invite yourself up. I would love to hear this logic if you're gonna be nice and talk, have a conversation. If you're not trolling, yeah, so invite yourself up. As long as you're not trolling, I'm okay to have a conversation. There's nothing wrong with having a great conversation without the trolling. Oh shit, hold on. Wait. I got to disconnect my headset. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, you go ahead now.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me up, by the way.
Sure.
But what I wanted to say about that is this FBA or Foundational Black American is fairly new.
Okay.
Look, I'm 64 years old.
Right.
I grew up in a very diverse area of Hampton, Virginia.
Okay.
And I have a diverse family.
Right.
And I've noticed in the last, I want to say 10 years or so, really badly, that our Black brothers and sisters have this idea that they are the special people.
Really? I didn't get those vibes.
And above and beyond and more important than others. And there are all kinds of other people.
Right.
And, now all of a sudden it's foundational Black Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, y'all keep coming up with ways to make yourself special.
Wait, hold on.
You're just Americans.
Wait, hold on.
You're just people.
I thought we were going to talk together. So are you familiar with the terminology African American?
Yes, I am. And I really don't think we should be calling our Black Americans African Americans.
Wait, hold on.
Because Black people come from all over the world. We don't know that every Black American came from Africa.
Wait, hold on. Wait, that part is false, that there's Black people across the world. But wait a minute. When did we start?
People.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Ma'am.
Continent.
Ma'am.
Indigenously.
Ma'am, I'm trying to talk to you and you're talking over me. I heard you out, right? I heard you out, and I picked my points when I want to, engage. I kind of understand where you're coming from. So, one at a time. So you said Black American, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when did Black people in this country started calling themselves Black and American? Do you know what date that was?
I have no idea because somebody somewhere decided that because of the difference in color of skin.
Wait.
That we should be called this, that, and the other.
No,
but
ma'am.
At some point, like you said.
Hold on, that wasn't a question.
1960.
No, man, that wasn't a question. No. Listen, ma'am. In the 1960s, we just called ourselves Black. We didn't call ourselves American because we were segregated. So we didn't feel like we were, even though we were citizens, we were not respected as citizens. So we did not call ourselves Black Americans at all. We called ourselves Black people. We used Black as an ethnicity and a nationality. We tagged on American in the 2000s. That's when we tagged on American. We were always known as the Black people, Black brother, Black love. That American part came on gradually as we felt like we were included later, but that was post integration, right? So Black American is fairly new. So that contradicts your earlier term about new terms we got to throw away. You just use Black American, and that's a new term. And then how many years is considered old? So if new is bad, then what is the cap on how many years is considered old?
That's a very good question. I have to give you credit for that one.
Okay. Yeah.
But I will say this, prior to the 1960s,
right.
and even after the 1960s, well into the 1970s, many Black Americans fought in wars for the United States of America and died. And so did many white ones, and Asian ones, and Hispanic ones.
The TikTok rule.
From a military family.
Hold on,
in
ma'am.
the military, we don't look at black,
Ma'am,
orange, green.
Ma'am, the rule, and so TikTok has like sensitive like language that it don't want you to use. You cannot say WAR. Cannot say that word. And when you talk about when you talk about people of European descent, you gotta say YT, the letter Y and T, YT people. All right. So yeah, there's some
People were doing that. That didn't make sense to me. I thought it was some kind of slur.
Okay. So now let's stop. So when Black Americans call themselves Black in the 1940s and 50s and 60s, you think they were looking at their skin color, and that's why they said Black?
I really don't know because I didn't live then. I wasn't born until 1962.
That's all right. It's okay.
Okay. So
wait. Hold on, man. When you say something, no, family, man. We got relatives, right? I got a mother and a grandmother, right? So we okay. So then you talk to your parents. And, hold on, because at some point it's going to get redundant. I gotta let you go. So we got parents, we got relatives who we talk to. Okay. My next door neighbor is almost 100 years old. Right. And she's a Black professional. Right. So I had comments. She's my next. Yeah. I talk to her often. So we can talk to people who lived way before anybody called themselves Black. Right. And she's light as snow. Right. She's a light-skinned Black woman. Right. So she's not. So she doesn't call herself Black because her skin is dark. Black is just a word. It's a 5-letter word that you can call yourself. People have a right to call themselves whatever they want, but that don't mean they're going by an Oxford dictionary definition. You can call yourself whatever you want, and you can redefine it. That's what people do, right? There's a basketball player his name is De'Aaron Fox. And we don't look up the last name and say, hey, a fox is a red. How is your last name Fox? A fox is a furry little dog looking thing, red thing. No. When you apply words to human beings, the dictionary definition is gone.
I have to agree with you on
that. So Fox is just it's a name. Once it becomes a name, there's no definition to it besides it's a last name. So we called ourselves Black. When we named ourselves Black, the definition was detached and it became whatever we wanted to be. And we define Black as people in this country who has went through U.S. chattel slavery, okay, fought in civil WARS and other WARS, and we had racial riots going on. We had a whole bunch of stuff. Black Reconstruction, the peonage system, sharecropping. We had forced slavery through convict leasing. We had a civil rights movement where we defeated a lot of those systematic barriers. So there was a lot done under the name Black, right? And it has nothing to do with your skin color because Prince, right? The artist formerly known as Prince, right? He's light as an Asian man, but you couldn't tell him he ain't Black. So we didn't look at Black as a color. To us, it's just a simple word that we decided to call ourselves because we didn't want to be called Negro and colored anymore. That's all.
I mean, I get that. I'm not even all white. I'm mixed.
You mixed with what?
I'm mixed with all kinds of stuff. I'm a mutt.
Yeah, that's right. Well, so here's the
smoke of them.
No, ma'am. You can only speak for yourself, right? If you're mixed with a whole bunch of stuff, I understand why you're confused. You're all mixed up, right? But and I understand why. Now I understand why you have an issue with the words Foundation Black American because you're not one. I get it. That don't apply to you.
doesn't mean that I'm not one. I have some. It doesn't matter. I feel like it separates us
From who?
humans.
Well,
Separates
ma'am,
us.
hold on.
Like
Wait.
us out.
Okay, ma'am, hold on.
Be different. Something.
Ma'am, all human beings are separate from each other, right or wrong?
Yeah, and cultures are different.
Okay, so what is wrong with everybody being different? Is a Chinese person and a Japanese person the same person? The same people?
No.
Right. So what's wrong with being different? Is a Puerto Rican, wait, hold on.
You make your different. You need to be different. Louder than everybody else's need.
Excuse me. Wait, excuse me. You got to make it loud if people making you the same. If people look, you just lied earlier and said there's black folks all over the world. You just lied. So yeah, we gotta be clear. See, people like you lying, lumping us up with everybody else. We gotta say she's wrong. I'm not a Brazilian. I'm not an African. I'm not somebody from Haiti or Jamaica. Right? Those people got flags, man. What is the Haiti flag called?
They are similar to your skin color.
I have a question for you, ma'am. I have a question for you. What is the Haiti flag called?
I don't know. I don't know what the color of the flag of Haiti is.
I said, what's the name of it? What's the name of the Haiti flag? What do they call it?
The Haiti flag.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
So you never heard the country called Haiti?
Oh, I know of Haiti.
Do they have a flag?
But I don't know what they call the flag. I have no idea.
All right.
To be honest with you, I won't lie.
Okay. Have a good night. You gotta stay off the damn scissor. What's going on? I can't see your name. Casper.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
The show teacher. I can call you teacher, please? Nice.
Sure, you can call me whatever you want, sir. As long as it's not offensive, I'm okay.
Feeling today?
Say that again?
How are you feeling today?
Oh man, I'm in the FBA spirit, my brother.
We love what you're doing, you know.
Okay, and what is that? And what is that? What do you love about what we're doing? You're muffled. Can't hear you. You're muffled. You got to unmuffle yourself.
Done.
Good.
Sharp press. Hold on.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you now, but when you muffled, can't hear you. So, oh, he's on mute. Okay. All right, here we go. Tick toxic. Tick. We got to start calling it tick alcoholic. People be calling up under the influence. Ma'am, I hope you're not driving. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Darlene. Brother, you can't talk when you're on mute. You're muting. He didn't drop. Oh my God. He didn't drop. Oh my God. He dropped. Darlene said, what did Darlene say? Darlene said, I'm trying to stay on code with all the things that is happening. I just got over crying about Trayvon and Michael Brown. Been crying over Cyrus for the last 3 days. I'm keeping my ear to the ground about Carmelo, but taking our children will destroy our race. Yeah, man, it's a cold world. Tick-toxicated. Yeah. Tick-toxicated. Folks is calling up tick-toxicated. Okay, so like I said, Yvette Carnell makes the argument that America had no democracy because without the civil rights movement of 1964, because prior to that, America denied democracy to Black Americans, right, and others. America forced Black Americans to do hard labor for nothing, and sometimes underpaid us. They so there's a lot of restrictions, right? A lot of marginalization, a lot of exclusions going on, and that's not a democracy. You can't exclude people based on race and say you have a democracy. You can't enslave people based on race and say your country is a democracy. You cannot target and bring violent acts to a people and then claim that your country is a democracy. Like, you're no different than the countries you condemn and go to WAR with, trying to give them democracy. It's very hypocritical. So that was Yvette Carnell's argument. Tariq Nasheed's argument was something similar. He argues that we, Black Americans, were the primary group whose activism forced America to remove legal racial barriers, which is true. He talks about desegregation, 1964 through 1968, our civil rights fight, voting rights, employment rights, Philip Randolph, public accommodations, and fair housing, right? So Tariq's point is that it's not that Black Americans alone created democracy. His point is that America's modern concept of equal citizenship was dramatically expanded because of Black Americans' struggle against slavery and Jim Crow. That's like irrefutable. Okay. So, yeah. So when they made that argument, I was like, you know what? I was like, man, when I heard them say that, I really didn't start with that mic. Yeah, so when they said that, oh my God. Come on. TikTok thing. Yeah. So when they made that argument, I really wasn't sure where they were going with it. So I was like until sometimes people talk, you don't really hear it because you hear what you want to hear. So finally it hit me. I was like, wait a minute. When they said it again, it finally clicked. I was like, oh wow, that is interesting. Yeah, there was no democracy, no true democracy. It was hypocritical. It wasn't no true democracy until our civil rights fight. All right. And we didn't seek it just for ourselves. We sought rights for other people. That's true democracy. We practice true democracy. You feel me? Through Reconstruction and the Civil Rights Movement, we helped establish legal principles of equal protection, like voting rights, citizenship, and anti-discrimination, if you think about it. And those things eventually benefited virtually every other American group. Nobody can deny that. So that was an interesting argument that they made. And you know what? It's pretty true. Is there anybody else want to come up, invite yourself up? I'm sure Buddy gonna come back when he's free. But so I made a post, right? And I said this. I said, I'm gonna give y'all somebody, which I ain't never heard nobody say. And maybe they did say it, and it's possible I missed it because I wouldn't have known what to do with the name anyway. But if they said this before I'm about to say this name, then I'm gonna give them credit. But I think I'm the first person to name this guy in these inner circles. Like, for example, I was talking to a close friend, and we was like, yo, man, we need some more Johnny Cochrans. I said, man, like the Benjamin Crumps, all these guys, nah, he went thorough. Like Johnny Cochran was a lawyer who was like a writer. Like, I mean, like he was on code. Like, I'm saying, like, we need another renowned lawyer like that. Like, where we almost say he was the best lawyer ever. Until I learned about Charles Hamilton Houston. Okay. He was born 1895 and he left us in 1950. He was a lawyer, but he wasn't any old lawyer. He was the dean of Howard Law School and mentor to Thurgood Marshall and a whole host of other lawyers that did great things in this country. And damn near all of them became judges. So he had a strategy, right? He had a strategy during segregation, during Jim Crow, where he said, listen, everybody don't attack segregation all at once. He said, let's attack it piece by piece in court. You know, a symbolic win over here. Leave it alone. Let them believe that's all we coming for. Then come back and argue this, and then come back and argue that. Don't do it all at once, because then they're gonna do the white flight. Okay. So he famously described Jim Crow as a rotten house that must be torn down board by board. So Charles Hamilton Houston argued and won most of the major civil rights cases he personally took to the Supreme Court. You heard that? So when he argued a case and brought it to the Supreme Court, he won damn near every case he brought. Okay, this is at the height of Jim Crow, legal segregation, legal discrimination. So yeah, so Charles Hamilton Houston, I have a lot of respect to Johnny Cochran, but Charles Hamilton Houston is literally known as the best Black American lawyer ever, and nobody's close to him, by the way. No, nobody's close to Buddy. No Johnny Cochran, nobody. Okay, he was responsible for Missouri, right? 1938, he argued states couldn't simply deny Black students access to legal education. Holly versus Kentucky, 1938, he challenged exclusion of Black jurors. Hurd versus Hodge, 1948, he struck down racially restrictive housing covenants in federal courts, right? See? Restrictive covenants. I talked about that earlier. So his legal work laid the foundation for the things we brag about today. The Brown versus Board of Education, 1954. Also, the deconstruction of legal segregation. I'll say it again. His works are responsible for the foundation of the Brown versus Board of Education, 1954, and the destruction of legal segregation, right? So it was Houston and a couple other people, but the other folks were like his students. They're like his kids. Okay. Hold on. So the consensus is, family, the academic consensus is that if you had to learn about one Black lawyer out of all of Black American history, the consensus is then you study Charles Hamilton Houston, not Johnny Cochran or anybody else, not Benjamin Crump. The consensus is in academia, if you was to study one Black lawyer, Charles Hamilton Houston, okay? He is known as the man who deleted Jim Crow. I mean, that's a big title. The man who deleted Jim Crow. You feel me? He was the dean of Howard University Law School. You heard? He was a mentor to Thurgood Marshall. He was the architect of the NAACP's legal strategy against segregation, and he won most of the Supreme Court cases he argued. The dude did not take an L. Nah, so there's other lawyers that's good, but nobody could tie his shoes. Like I mean, there's just people who just are him and her, and he was those hymns. All right. He believed segregation could be destroyed through constitutional litigation. Right. He had a bunch of quotes, but listen, look what he did. So you got to understand, like his excellence. it didn't remain with him. Like he's responsible for Thurgood Marshall. Like who is other lawyers responsible for? Like Thurgood Marshall is a lawyer. That's like when you mention lawyers in Black history, you're gonna hit Thurgood Marshall. He's responsible for Thurgood Marshall. There's no Thurgood Marshall without him. That he mentored Thurgood Marshall and other lawyers at that time. Okay, listen, he trained a generation of Black lawyers to attack segregation systematically. So it wasn't just Thurgood Marshall. He trained a generation of great Black lawyers, and a lot of them, family, became the first Black judge here, the first Black federal judge there, the first appellate judge over here. Yeah, those are his students. They became not only lawyers, but the first Black judges here, there, and there, and there. You feel me? Like he's the guy. He's the guy. Yeah, man. And the other lawyers under him, like Thurgood Marshall, like you can't compare somebody's student to them, the teacher. That's goofy. So he gets credit for everything Thurgood Marshall did. He taught him everything he knew. Um, and Thurgood Marshall, he won out of 32 Supreme Court cases, he won 29. That's deep. He won 29 out of 32. You feel me? Like he's the guy. What else can I say? And by the way, there's a woman, a Black woman, Constance Baker Motley, right? She worked with Thurgood Marshall, which is through um my boy, our boy, Charles Hamilton Houston. You feel me? So any other lawyer you can mention around that's like the greatest ever, you're gonna mention the people around the civil rights movement, and most of all of them were influenced by Buddy or taught directly by him. Okay. Okay, so you back? Okay. All right. So now, what do you like? Yeah. So now, what did you like? And also, William H. Hasty, another great lawyer. He also worked with Charles Hamilton Houston. So the Buddy was like the guy. Yeah. So brother. So my friend. Wait. So what's your name? How do you pronounce your screen name? Your TikTok name?
Oh, Castro.
Castro. Okay. Castro. What? Casper? Yeah, why it sound like you got an interpreter? Like I'm talking to you and your AI is reading back what I'm saying. My guy, it sounds like you in a sewer, bruh. Like you with the Ninja Turtles.
House.
Hey, bro, I'm about to drop you because you keep fading away and it's getting annoying. And then come out the sewer and yeah, he's doing it again. My man living life as a Ninja Turtle. He dropped you down. Yeah, you messing the flow up. Okay. Yeah. Charles Hamilton Houston. Y'all should Google it. Ask your AI would the best black, if you could rate lawyers, Black American lawyers, would Charles Hamilton Houston be ranked number one? If there was a scholarly or academic consensus, would his name be number one? Now, yeah, I'm just saying, Castro, you were just your phone messed up, right? So you like not helping to lie with a phone like that. Yeah, that phone was very, very bad. Yeah, but anybody else can invite themselves up. Okay, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Make some modifications real fast. Look at what is locked. Okay, cool. Okay. Bang, bang. Yeah, man. So we were just talking about a couple things. We're talking about the Carmelo Anthony case as witnesses testify. They showed the video. We talked about that. We talked a little about Chud the Bussy. We talked a little bit about the Rick Childs case. Right? We talked about the anti-Asian crime bill, right? How come we can't get an anti-Black crime bill? And we were told specific reasons, and then the specific reasons we were told we can't get one apply to every race. So we like, okay, so if the Black race can't do it because racial groups can't do it, then how did the Asian racial group get one? And that's where people can't give you an answer. You feel me? So we like, wait a minute, that sounds like an apparent contradiction there. That sounds like hypocrisy, double standard. That sounds like racial bias. Why we can't get a crime bill, but everybody and their mother can get a crime bill? You feel me? Yeah, so in a second, I'm gonna play another Carmelo Anthony video because I want to get a Fox. I want to hear from a Fox News perspective. Like, what will they say? Right? Are they gonna try to be team state, or are they gonna keep it real? All right, let's see. Let's hear it. Let's hear it together. Let's hear it together. I would love to know how Fox News is gonna report.
To our other big story, court was in session today in the murder trial of Carmelo Anthony. Anthony is accused of killing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco track meet last year. Prosecutors rested their case this afternoon, so the defense began calling witnesses. Cameras are not allowed in the courtroom, but Fox 4's Alex Boyer was there today and picks up the story from there.
You know, it's been a very long week for everyone involved in this case. The judge chose to hold another full day of testimony on a Saturday. I can tell you that a key witness burst into tears on the witness stand, and the prosecution rested its case just before 3 p.m., calling fewer witnesses than expected. Now it's the defense's turn to present its case. Another emotional day of testimony inside the Collin County courtroom where 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony is on trial for the murder of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf.
Eddie immediately starts crying. You know, the attorney goes up there and gives him Kleenex.
Court TV anchor Cody Thomas has been inside the courtroom watching the testimony. Thomas is talking about 18-year-old Eddie Parra. He was the Memorial High School student the defense maintains was the reason Anthony was at the Memorial High School tent that fateful day. The defense has referred to Parra as Anthony's friend, but when questioned by the prosecution, he didn't define their relationship that way.
We finally hear from Eddie, and Eddie all but says that we weren't really that good of friends. I just knew this kid because he was dating my what he called his cousin, but a childhood friend. Eddie's testimony coupled with everybody else's doesn't seem like he had any reason being under the tent at all.
But on cross-examination, the defense showed the jury several photographs of Parra and Anthony hanging out and seemingly having fun. Parra maintained they only hung out when Anthony's then-girlfriend was around, calling her the common link between them. Defense attorney Toby Show asked Parra to demonstrate on him how he remembered seeing Metcalf shove or push Anthony before the stabbing. But it was when Assistant District Attorney Bill Worski asked Parra to describe the deadly encounter between Metcalf and Anthony that he broke down.
Then when Eddie describes it, when he lifted up his shirt and saw the hole, like he said hole, not just a wound, a hole. So that kind of gives you an idea maybe how big this wound was, this stab wound.
The state's last witness was Dr. Elizabeth Ventura, the Collin County chief medical examiner who performed Metcalf's autopsy. Metcalf's parents and other family members stepped out of the courtroom prior to her testimony. Ventura showed the jury 4 photographs of the stab wound. She said the stab wound was 2 inches in length, meaning it resulted from the intentional actions of another person. The state rested after calling 21 witnesses. Anthony's legal team maintains that the then 17-year-old acted in self-defense when he fatally stabbed Metcalf with a 3.5-inch folding knife. They have repeatedly pointed out that Metcalf was much taller and bulkier than Anthony. The jury now hearing their side of things. I talked to a criminal defense attorney not involved in this case.
What they're going to want to do is have witnesses that can establish exactly what was going on, what words were said, what actions were taking place. Defense is going to want to say that this was self-defense, and they're going to want to get those specific actions and words as well.
And the defense called 3 witnesses to the stand to testify before the judge called it quits for today. It's too soon to tell if Carmelo Anthony will testify on his own behalf. Keep in mind that the burden of proof is on the state. I can tell you that court resumes on Monday at 9 a.m. In Collin County, Alex Boyer, Fox 4 News.
So as you just heard Alex say, we will have...
I told you my feeling about that. I would typically want to defend, speak on my own behalf and not let the witnesses get the eyewitnesses get the last say so, especially if I think they're lying. Especially if I think, they're capping. Yeah. But, but I ain't gonna lie. In the Carmelo Anthony case, I wouldn't take the stand because of the stories that's being told about him. Like, he's the aggressor and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't take the stand with that. But, yeah, man. So far, it's a lot more to go in the case, but I was like 50-50 at first because, conflicting stories. But now after what I heard today and yesterday, what I've been hearing, I'm more like 75-25 in favor of Carmelo. Again, before this inside the court information leaked out, I was 50-50. Like, I don't know, man. I can see a situation where he gets off and a situation where he doesn't. But after hearing what I'm hearing, I feel like 75-25. And it could change. It could change by new revealing information, right? New evidence. But right now I feel confident 75-25 in favor of Carmelo. I think he might just beat this one. You dig? But I could be wrong because this, I'm just basing off the information that I heard. And there's like no new information. Oh my. The Prince of Pan-African got the school all furnished. Now, that don't mean nothing, my guy. Like, let us know how the inspections go. Because he keep talking about the city ain't doing this. Yeah, so we don't really care about how it looks, man. Let us know when it's up and running. When it's operable. Okay, that's what we waiting on. Let us know when the city has, passed it for inspection and you're allowed to, run the school. But you talking that donation stuff, my guy, I do not believe you. I do not believe you could run a school on donations. Yeah, miss me with that one, buddy. I don't care how nice that school look. Or that building. I don't know, it ain't a school. I don't care how nice that building look. Maybe you fix it up to sell it. Maybe you flipped it. And then maybe you're a flipper. You bought a property, fix it up as a school in case somebody want to do that, and you sold it. Made your little thing on it. But I do not believe you, my guy. But I will watch it later and laugh. Let me download it right now. Let me see. Ew. I ain't gonna play that. That sounded nasty. Wow. Yeah, anybody want to come up, let me know. Gonna be a little longer, and then we are outie. It's late. It's getting late. I have a fresh start tomorrow. I have way more energy tomorrow. You feel me? Is that true? Let me see. Yeah, but I will have way more energy tomorrow. Crazy. Internet is crazy. That's funny. It said Minnesota caves. It said Minnesota cave home for sale. How do you sell a cave home? How you just dig up a hole in a cave and put some and try to furnish it and then say, hey, it's for sale? Man, if y'all try to buy that, you a fool. They're gonna come in like, hey, yeah, he didn't own this. He just made a crazy project that looked nice, but you don't own the mountains, the caves. Yeah, everybody roasting Myron for getting cooked by that white tea supremacist. Anybody want to hop up before we get out of here? TikTok. If not, I will be around tomorrow or way earlier. You feel me? This is your chance to join. Interesting. And oh, okay.
We gonna unify, die. It's your big brother King Kong. It's your big brother King Kong consciousness. I'm just letting you know we still fighting for the babies. We still fighting for the babies. It ain't over yet. King Kong coming to you live and direct. FDMG Academy, FDMG Parkway, the Prince of Pan-Africanism Boulevard. We in the building, brothers and sisters. We in the building, brothers and sisters. Your school, my school, our school. We bought up the whole block. This is why I'm the King Kong of consciousness. We bought up the whole block. This is why I'm the King Kong of consciousness. We bought up the whole block. This is why I'm the King Kong of oh yes. Oh yes. FDMG grand opening coming soon for those who have donated. FDMG grand opening. They go the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Frederick Douglass, the Prophet Nat Turner, and the Emperor John Jacques Dessalines. Where my Haitian Africans at? This is what we do. We build institutions. We build, if they not building on institutions, they just want to be celebrities, brothers and sisters. If they not building institutions, they just want to be celebrities. If you need to reach me, 2-1.
Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde Oguntade, with a special shout out to all the donors of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy. I want to let y'all know, brothers and sisters, that we have waxed the floor, brothers and sisters. We have waxed the floor. Your school is ready for decoration. I repeat, your school is ready for decoration. I repeat, your school, my school, our school, the first school in American history built by the African diaspora is ready for decoration, brothers and sisters. We have not gotten our final building inspection. We are being held up, but we are going to be patient and respectful, as patient and respectful as we can possibly be under the circumstances, brothers and sisters. Your school is ready to be decorated, but we need a certificate of occupancy. Your school is ready to be decorated, but we need a certificate of occupancy. I want to thank all my donors who've been standing with us. We are complete, brothers and sisters. Look at your school. Look at your school, brothers and sisters. We are complete and we are ready to decorate for our children. We are ready to decorate for our community. Ready to operate, brothers and sisters. We are ready to operate, brothers and sisters. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy.
We got Dr. Umar Johnson saying that he got the school built.
School, brothers and sisters, we are complete and we are ready to decorate for our children. We are ready to decorate for our community. Ready to operate, brothers and sisters. We are ready to operate, brothers and sisters. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/a certificate of occupancy. I want to thank all my donors. Need a certificate of occupancy. Your school is ready to be decorated, but we need a certificate of occupancy. I want to thank.
What? Now you see now, you done fucked up. You know that, don't you? No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up. No, you know that, don't you?
To be decorated, but we need a certificate of occupancy. I want to thank all my donors. Circumstances, brothers and sisters. Your school is ready to be decorated,
but we need a certificate of occupancy. Your school is ready to be decorated, but we need a certificate of occupancy. I want to thank all my donors who've been standing with.
So if the school is ready, then it's not ready. He's gonna. I told you guys he's gonna claim he needs something from the city, and as soon as he doesn't get it because the school doesn't qualify for that thing, he's gonna say, "Hey, they taking me down. They trying to take me out." He has a foolproof scam excuse. The system didn't want him to do it. Certificate of occupancy, but he's saying it's finished. Dude, finished means it's ready to go. Who does that? Who says, "Hey, your car is finished, come get it," and you come get it, and the dealership don't have your plates on there? You feel me? They don't have a temporary insurance tag for nothing. But he's saying it's ready. You're like, "Yo, where's my tag?" "Oh, nah, I don't. You know what I mean? I ain't get that yet. I'm waiting for the city to approve that. But your car ready." You're looking like, bro, you like, "Yo, you playing with me, bro? What you mean my car ready? I can't take it up the lot, man. You got to get the temporary thing, man. You bugging." Bugging. But that's your man's. The school is finished, but he needs a certificate of occupancy. Then it's not done. Yeah, we really just want you to be finished, bro. I'm really tired.
I'm just who I am. I don't know if I'm good or bad. Yeah, I don't know if I'm good or bad.
What up, huh?
What's up, what? What's up with it, money?
What you got going?
Outside hanging in the woods, looking at women.
I don't blame you, Uncle. Get all them white women. Dr. Umar.
What did he do to you?
Nothing, I'm just saying, I know he's gonna try to put you fucking with them women.
He ain't gonna say nothing to me. He know who to talk to.
Exactly. Shit, fuck
He talk to the people that listen. Niggas, yeah, I don't listen to nobody.
I don't listen to nobody that's sitting up there begging for money. They ain't built the school yet.
He got the school, nigga. He just ain't got the money open.
Oh, damn.
He got
all the money?
I don't know what to do with his money. Why you trying to keep me on a conversation about another early in the morning? Nigga trying to see white. It's always been trying to play straight with it on his mind early in the morning.
I wouldn't go say one thing. But where do Dr. Umar Johnson getting off saying people with emotional trauma, like
Emotionally damaged people are always sexually promiscuous.
this just making up now. They said, now listen, I'm telling you, people with this just making up now. Everybody like the dogs like the listen. People with emotional trauma need to be validated by other people. That's why they like the validation. What? Man, I'm saying this. You listen to Umar Johnson say, man, you think about what this nigga saying. They're saying that black people got so much emotional trauma that they like to calm. What white man like? Shit, you talking about, man? White man used to come back and fuck everybody. The dog, the slave, the PhD got. It's already bad enough the boy call himself a doctor and the man don't practice nowhere. Wouldn't go.
As long as he's been doing the work, he's been asking black people for money. Donate money, send me money. As long as I've been doing the work, I've never asked black people to send me no money. You can't find one video of me asking people, hey, send something to my Cash App. I don't solicit money. I don't solicit funds. I figure out a way how to be self-sustainable where I don't have to ask my people to help me help y'all. Help me help y'all. And most of the people I'm asking is poor. So if I had a church, I'm not going to ask my church members to give me money, and I know most of them are struggling. If I got a non-profit organization, I'm not coming to black people online and asking them to give me money. We all struggling for money. So that's the only thing I want to talk to them about, homie. What are you doing with the money that these people are giving to you? Now, homie, the money that I earn offline, the money that I earn off comedy shows, nigga, I go back to the community and give a third of that portion away of my back end money into the communities I perform in. And I don't.
You know what it is too, though?
Nothing. So
Some of
nah, I don't want
these
to
people,
debate the nigga.
yeah.
I actually admire him. But the difference between me and him, I ain't trying to play polygamy. I ain't sneaking in full of white. And I ain't asking my people to give me their money to take away from their household, their people miles, their children, to help me build something that I know I may or may not can't build without them. Let me build it without y'all, and then y'all come join in.
Yeah.
Go find other ways to come build what God put in my heart for black people. But now I don't need y'all to stop feeding your family to give me $1, and I think that's what he did.
A lot of it is
Needs a 9 to 5. He need a white. Everybody know that white go get it and come back with it. Nigga, you know how to put some smack it down. That's why I say white is right. And I'm talking about Charleston White. That's why I tell him all that preaching about don't sleep with a white woman. Do you think a white woman will have her king, that's a psychologist with a doctor in front of his name, out begging before the world, looking like he ain't bathed in a few days, looking musty like that African smell? He got himself a king, and he said, you mean to tell me these sisters and these queens got the king out begging? Come on, King Dr. Farbar Fuquay from Jaffa Jiffy, Africa, from far, far, far away. You ain't got no business big. Umar needs a 9 to 5. He need a white. Everybody know that white go get it and come back with it. You know.
Dr. Umar. I love
pot of beans that done stayed on the stove too long, and if you scrape the pot, it's gonna leave the beans a bad taste at the bottom. You know how when you burn your beans?
Yes.
As long as you eat the top, it's good. But boy, if you scrape it and try to get some, it's burnt. It's gonna get a burnt taste to the whole pot of beans and kill it. That's what that is right there.
So is that soul food? That's soul food, ain't it though?
Yeah, that's soul food. I can't knock the that's soul food.
Dr. Umar, I love you.
Over seasoned greens. Too much salt on the
No,
pork
you cannot
chop.
bring your white wife. No, you cannot bring your white wife.
You know he got a white wife, don't you?
No, you don't.
Okay, well, yeah. This is over seasoned meat. You know how you taste it? They didn't put too much salt on the meat. This is overcooked wings. This is the cornbread that been left in the oven too long. That's done got dry. Yeah, they got dry. Yeah. That was just it. Still waiting on that debate, nigga.
Oh wow. Andrew Tate.
FDMG Pan-Africanists will be learning. We are ready, brothers. And look at the shine on that floor, brothers and sisters. Are y'all ready for academic revolution? Are y'all ready for academic revolution? Are y'all ready for the intellectual insurrection, brothers and sisters? In this holy building, in these sacred classrooms, in these sacred walls, there will be an academic and intellectual revolution like one you have never seen in your life, brothers and sisters. Like one you have never seen in your life. The revolution is coming, academic and intellectual. Black boys will be saved. Black girls will be saved. And the community programming will be off the hook. I said the community programming will be off the hook. I said the community programming will be off the hook, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The community programming will be off the hook. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. This is the Teacher's Lounge. This is the Teacher's Lounge. This is the Teacher's Lounge, brothers and sisters. We got to get a couch for our teachers. We got to get a refrigerator for our teachers. We got to get a television for our teachers, brothers and sisters. It's nation time. It's nation time, brothers and sisters. We not playing no games. It's nation time. We not playing no games. The time is now, brothers and sisters. The time is now. Stop playing the game. They said we stole the money. They say there would never be no school, but I'm here to tell you today the school is done and the school is ready. I said the school is done and the school is ready, brothers and sisters. The school is done and the school is ready. The wait is over, but we need a final building inspection, brothers and sisters. The wait is over, but we need a final building inspection, brothers and sisters. That's what we're dealing with right now.
I kind of find it crazy that Dr. Umar Johnson is still asking for donations.
Yeah, nothing wrong asking for donations. I ain't gonna go that far. But yeah, so, and if the project take 10 years, whatever. 15 years, oh well, whatever, you dig. But the only issue I got is he keeps saying is ready, knowing he didn't get the certification of occupancy, right? I think he said that's the final step to where he can bring it to the public, right? Run the school with classes, kids and teachers. He just need a certificate of occupancy. And every time, man, every time he's close to getting it, it's always something that he couldn't get done because of the mean old government. You dig? All right. So family. Yes, like I said, invite yourself up, man. Let's have a small dialogue before I hop off about whatever's in your mind. You could talk about Chud the Bussy. You could talk about Carmelo Anthony. You could talk about Rick Chow or whatever. The need for an anti-black crime bill. It's on y'all. I'll give you a few minutes to hop on. Let's talk about some things, or I gotta go. You feel me? Anybody want to hop on? Anybody want to hop on and talk about whatever you want? Carmelo Anthony, Rick Chow acquittal, Chud the Bussy, anything. Join. We could talk about reparations. We could talk about delineation. Why there's a need for a delineation of Black Americans. Why are we naming ourselves something different? You dig? It's on y'all. What y'all want to do? Invite yourself up. Let's have a small dialogue. We're gonna call this session Ask a Scholar. Invite yourself up and ask a scholar. I'm gonna try to answer to the best of my ability. All right. So no takers. Nobody want to call in. Invite yourself up. Let's talk about some things, man. The need for delineation. We could talk about that. The need for. Oh, matter of fact, let me see something real fast. Let me see if the Facebook guys responded. Nope. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me see if the Facebook crew. The Facebook crew.
Right.
Suburban, what's going on, brother?
What's up, black man?
Trying to maintain.
So I wanted to say some stuff about our conversation.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were talking about.
You might want to speak up a little bit though. It's kind of low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We were talking about the other day about Chow, and I saw some things about the case that kind of bothered me, right? So we were saying that what I've seen is that we don't know if he actually pulled the gun out the bag.
Right.
They might have rummaged through that bag and found that gun. They might have rummaged through the bag and planted it.
Okay, yeah, the plant part sounds more reasonable. What I was gonna say was I don't believe people gonna do a crime like that magnitude and then hope you got one on you. I don't believe people. That don't sound reasonable. But maybe the son gun GUN. Maybe the son GUN was placed in that bag. That's possible.
Because they had plenty of time. See, and another thing is that what we got to realize is that. So once again, him following him
that's gonna like even that's gonna depend on the jury, bro. Like and they're in South Carolina, so I don't know what kind of jury they're gonna be. They put together, right? Like they could have put together. Like I mean, obviously it didn't go in the right favor, but
Yeah. Hey, bro, I don't think it was the jury. I think the state gave a piss poor argument where a jury had no chance but to, do the verdict they did. Bro, when the state was cross examining the defendant's son, bro, they went so, bro. I could have did a better job, and I know I'm confident that I could have done a better job. Like they went so easy on Buddy. I'm like, yeah. So I don't believe the state represented Cyrus the way they were supposed to, and that's why like I'm for like solutions. Like, okay, we got the problem. How do we solve it? And I'm like, yo, maybe there needs to be something where the family decides whether they're going to go with the state or to
find
represent,
find
right, or
independent counsel as a prosecutor.
yeah, or like their own lawyer. Like it has to be another way because the state is overcharging, the state arguing in bad faith, bad arguments on purpose. So a jury got no choice but to, acquit. They're like, hey, based on your argument and the base you cross the way you cross examine the father's son, he didn't
Yeah,
really
you know what, Ron?
incriminate.
People don't really understand that overcharging aspect either. Like they
Right.
charged them with murder. That was
Hey, now you can't say that word. I'm on
my bad.
TikTok too.
Yeah, my bad. But you charged them with the
Red
capital,
rum.
yeah, there we go. Whatever. One of those highest capital offense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's like somebody getting caught with, they're gonna overcharge you, they're gonna overcharge them, but the outcomes are gonna be different.
That's
You know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
Mhm.
So people don't get that. Like they'll say, well, they charge them with the same thing. Yeah, but what they charged them with was that a proper charge for what was going on. And see what people fail to realize as well, like with one thing they do with us when they overcharge us is that they hit you with like 10 or 15 charges.
Yeah. I didn't even know they can do that until what case was that? Was that the young? It was somebody case
Bro, that
where
happened to me. They'll charge you with so much shit to the point where you gotta clock to something. You're
right.
not gonna walk away with it from it all.
Yeah, I didn't know they can do that until I think the Young Thug. It was one of these cases. I'm like, so they got underlying charge in case this one falls, the jury can now
Bro,
do this one and that one. Like, wow.
I got charged back in the day, bro. I got charged with 2 felonies and 5 misdemeanors.
Damn.
And none of the felonies stuck, but all the misdemeanors stuck.
Right.
So that's still significant jail time you're looking at.
And some fines too.
Yeah, so they know exactly what they're doing, bro. Whereas they'll charge one of them with that same type of situation, and then the judge will look at it and be like, well, you guys are charging. This is not even. There's no precedent for him to be charged with this. Just drop the case, and then they never bring it up again with new charges. So we got like that's a thing that I agree with you. Like we got to figure out a different way to. The prosecution shouldn't have to work for the state. We should be able to pick a prosecutor, or the family should be able, or have some kind of say so in what he's being charged with or something, because it's too many ways for them to just throw dirt in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It has to be a way where you could hire your private attorney and he works with the state, something like that. Because it can't be we rely on the state because we see it too when they represent us, and we're not here to like be the like we're actually deleted. It's like it doesn't work out. Like so our lawyer could say no. now a better strategy. We're not going to overcharge like that, or like you said, throw extra charges in there. So if they don't convict on that, well, then they can consider this one or that one or this one. But
Yeah,
not just all your eggs in one basket, because now the burden of proof is always on you. So if you say this, then
exactly.
you got to prove that. And the way they went light on Buddy is like, yeah, they didn't give the jury much of a choice.
Yeah, yeah. It's on you to present that evidence. You gotta, yeah, it's wild. And then too, bro, I was listening earlier, man. You had the one lady on there when she was, you know how they do. They come on and they get the rambling, but they're talking about like, oh, we're all mixed up and yada yada yada. It's
That
funny
weirdo.
how, it's so funny though how now, now we all family. Now we all the same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 40 years ago, when I couldn't come behind you and drink out the same water fountain, we wasn't all the same.
Right.
But now we're supposed to everybody's all kumbaya. We all family, bro. And you got to realize that the play in that too, bro, is like that's the same play of slavery. That's taking away your autonomy. That's taking away your humanism, because like during slavery, they would, you don't have a gender, you just property, right? Like
Right.
they're dressing little boys in girl gowns, and they the women, they don't want them, that like it's just it was there was no independence, there was none of that. So this is nothing but the same energy when they're telling, like when they say you don't deserve to be something different, but we're all American. We wasn't all American before.
Right.
We wasn't all American during the Homestead Act. We wasn't all American during
Uh-huh.
Jim Crow. We wasn't all American during civil rights. So when it comes down to it, it's about your humanism. You have your right as a human being to be autonomous. I can do things because I am a human being and I have the right to walk the earth, right? So I can give myself a name. You know what I'm saying? I can give myself an identity. If calling yourself FBA or calling yourself whatever is unimportant, then why do we have last names? The last name is a moniker of your lineage, right? It's a
Yep.
trace. So why is it that we have that? The Williams family is not the Thompson family, and the Thompson family is not the Kennedy family.
Right. Yeah. I see. Hey, I didn't want to ask her this, but I should have. Like, ma'am, are you intoxicated or medicated? Like, what's going on with you, man? Like, she was all over the place.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's not just her. I mean, they all do it, bro. But it's when the Africans get up there and they say, with that same thing, that is the exact same thing. It's the same energy. You guys are allowed to have your autonomy. You're allowed to be different tribes and sub tribes and who knows what. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's very, very, very disingenuous, but it's also it's a remnant of white supremacy. It's a remnant of chattel slavery. I mean, I don't know. That's the only thing that comes in my mind when I hear people do that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I hear is you're trying to block my, that, and then that goes back. That also goes into the monkey thing. It's the trying to take away your humanism. It's
Yep.
man.
Mm-hmm. And like, the monkey thing was fairly new. It wasn't like a big thing, but the bigger thing is how it's not what they called us, is how they treated us. They treated us like we were human beings. Forget about the name calling, because that wasn't really that big of a deal. It was how we were treated,
Right.
because they didn't go around, hey monkey, that didn't happen. They had their little moments here and there, but we were the NIGGER, and to us that meant less than a human being.
I mean, bro, like even now, I mean, even like you say that it conditions other people to see you in that light.
Yep.
it it makes it okay for you to be mistreated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's why a correct reversal action would be a anti-black crime bill, because now that shows don't mistreat this person no longer. You know, that's what that shows. Yeah, we got an anti-crime bill for these people. Do not mistreat them any longer. They're protected. They're one of ours now.
Yeah, bro.
That's
So
what
you
that
gotta,
does.
yeah, for sure. So we gotta be extra vigilant on that though, because you know, that need to be the argument, man. You know, anytime somebody start talking, I say, whoa, whoa, hey, you're impeding on my autonomy, bro. That right there is
Right.
you're stampeding on my right to liberty.
Mm-hmm.
When you even do that.
Because I'm telling you, man, if we had an anti-black crime bill, that son does not chase Cyrus, I guarantee you.
Oh no, of course not. And that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. They only did that because of the history of it being okay for them to do it.
yep. If there was a anti-black crime bill, there is no Zimmerman. There is no Chud the Builder. That was an easy one right there.
Yeah, but
That's an easy one.
you know, man, I'm gonna say this too, bro. The cowardice in it is so obvious because he's clearly not gonna do that to a grown man.
Right.
Speaking of which, have you seen the video where the brother, I don't know if he was black, we'll say the melanated man, got into it with the non-melanated man. It was some road rage, and the white T man goes into his truck, tries to grab a gun. Actually, he grabbed it.
G-U-N. I love TikTok
Yeah.
shot.
Oh, God, man, I forget the pew pew, and the brother or the melanated guy, he wrestles him down and takes his pew pew from him.
Dang.
Yeah, and now, you know, they charged him with assault. I guess the pew pew went off during the scuffle, and the brother clearly could have put him down. He could have put him down. It would have been perfectly legal, but he didn't. He walked away and he wouldn't. And then they showed a little video where the guy's walking behind him like, "Can I get my gun back? My pew pew back?"
Right.
Bro, it's hilarious, bro. But I
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that to say
See,
this. They're not gonna do that they're gonna pull that with a kid. They're not gonna pull that with a grown man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it could be potentially be a fair one.
Right.
They don't want a fair one.
They like, what's that? They're like, what's a fair one? Well, we're used to being unfair and unequal. What is fair?
Yeah, because if it then it ain't right if it is. It ain't that ain't American. The fair one is un-American.
Right.
Oh Lord. Hey bro, I'm gonna tell you something. And and no matter how you pull it, the fair one is un-American because what happened? Like even when they so during the Civil War, right? The North was getting hammered. You know what? Let's try to convince their slaves to run across the border and fight for us. That ain't a fair one.
At all. Like, yeah, you took the L. Hold the L.
That's so low down and dirty, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah.
I mean, so they don't know what fair is. They so dirty to themselves that they messed around and freed you just so they could backdoor their own people.
White people understand this phrase better than anybody. This phrase that goes like this: there is no honor amongst thieves. Nobody know
100%.
that phrase better than white people. That's why they don't trust each other. They don't trust their allies. They don't trust the people who they negotiate with. Man, they like, listen.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. I don't know if you know, like intimately any people like that, but any white people, but like, I got a few cats I kind of grew up with, so I kind of know their families, right? Bro, they are sleazy to each other, bro. They do things with each other we would never do.
Yeah. Yeah,
They, bro,
nah.
they do shit to each other, bro, that we wouldn't even think of doing, bro, to our family, bro. So
Right.
so we are not dealing with everything is disingenuous. This is what I be trying to make people understand, right? Like it's all disingenuous, and none of it is something that you should be looking at all of this shit from everything from a outside the box ulterior angle. Everything they throw at you.
Mm-hmm. And you gotta have a level mind at all times, man. I gave some
Yeah,
good advice earlier, touching on these topics.
yeah, man. So that was whew, that's it, man. I just, this is wild. Things that we are witnessing happening, man, in this day and age it's crazy, but it's all should come to pass. And I guess these are all things that were prophesized by some of the great ones, Malcolm, the chickens coming home, the roost, and all of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And like this is stuff that I guess we knew it was gonna happen because all things have to, are secular, right? So,
Yep.
you know, but this is wild, man. These are some wild stories in a shorter period of time, and for them all to be going on at the same time, man, it's something to pay attention to. All right, Ron, I'm gonna let you go, bro.
All right, brother. Appreciate you like always.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Yep. Yeah, I appreciate the brother. Suburban Swerver. Yeah, we're gonna close it down. Is after my designated time, 12 o'clock. I try to end the live before 12. You feel me? We're 18 minutes over, but it was all good. I think that was a dope conversation that we need to revisit maybe tomorrow when I'm like more well rested. I'm like so tired. All right. So if nobody else is going to call in or invite themselves up, then we're out of here. So I'm going to give you guys 2-3 minutes to call in or invite yourself up. Call in on Zoom or invite yourself up on TikTok. 2 minutes. Nobody come on. I'm going to take that as everybody just chilling. And we'll just go live tomorrow. Now I got way more energy. Okay. So no invites up, no Zooms. All right. So we'll pick it up tomorrow. Make sure you follow me. We're going to touch on some important stuff. And I like to engage with people who believe and see it like us. And I like to engage with people who don't. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. You know what I mean? Opposition. You learn through opposition. You learn what doesn't work and you learn what works. That's what happens when you are challenged with opposition to a degree. And you learn what works. That's what happens when you are challenged. We got Okay, I was talking on mute. I don't know. That's weird. My mic went on mute. But I was saying any, open conversation, whatever's in your mind, as long as it ain't too far off what we're talking about. So delineation, reparations, we could talk about a bunch of things. Carmelo, Rick Chow. You dig? I know TikTok, man. I remember, man, I did like an overnight on TikTok. It was, man, around like 3:30. I ain't gonna do it tonight though. But around that 3:30 a.m., 4 o'clock hour, my God, we were lit on TikTok. It's funny 'cause I just thought about it. And had I thought about it earlier, I would have went live on TikTok 3:40, 4 a.m. in the morning. You feel me? So yeah. So anyway, TikTok, follow me. Let me close TikTok out. Okay, so I officially did close TikTok. 'Cause I'm getting sleepy. Yeah, so if you don't see a wrench, don't trip. That don't mean you won't have a wrench. Just be faithful. Just pull up as much as you can when I'm live. Earn your wrench the right way, and you will get it. Because the first thing I do is I notice a person without a wrench, and I try to see that the name. I try to see if it's a name that's familiar. Hmm. All right. So I ended TikTok. Let me end Zoom. Peace, family. Love you guys. Tomorrow, if I wake up early, like 4 a.m., I'm gonna go live right away.